All right, you guys. This is Miss Jane. So I know I'm not in class today, but I still really wanted you guys to just kind of hear my spiel about the last part of the brainstorming process and the brainstorming expectations for class. So this PowerPoint's available on PowerSchool right next to this video, but this is a rubric that you guys will be assessed on. And so we've really talked a lot about how to get a proficient and even an advanced in what is a good, strong claim, right? Making sure we have that how and that why. And we also too have talked about like complete brainstorming, but I want to talk about what I mean by begins to show lines of a reasoning, because I want you to really think about what you're going to write before it even hits the page, because it just gives you an advantage to think about, wow, that's a really awesome idea. I want to expand a lot more on that. Or, oh, that's not a great idea. It just allows a lot of editing and revision before you even begin to write. So this is a claim and evidence that students turned in, or a student, turned in last class. So they said people are more likely to not be themselves in a place because of peer pressure from others around them. All right, they have a really great why. Okay, they have what they're going to talk about. Is the wording phenomenal? No, but I would say this claim is a 3. Then we have some good evidence. Everyone wants to fit in. Okay, I would like to a little bit more about like what specifics. Do you have an example from your own life, or even a hypothetical example, or examples from social media, or from just like movies and film? You have some examples from the Scarlet Letter, which is great, making those text-to-text connections. Not everyone stands up for what is right in front of other people. Again, making sure that you're expanding that evidence in your actual writing to beyond just this statement, more and more specifics. And then people do not share their true opinions of classmates. And then that's probably a typo on my end. But so having a lot of really great examples, but again, maybe possibly expanding it more. So what's the next step is I want to see what your line of reasoning is going to be in your writing before you even get there. So here is an example. This is something that I wrote as a brainstorm, and then I just typed it up for you. So I said, people are unable to be themselves in a public sphere, mainly due to the advent of social media. So instead of using the word because, I added mainly due to, just to kind of change up, because I know in my writing, I'm going to be using because probably a lot. And also the advent, instead of like due to social media, adding that this is a change in society really in the last 10 years. Okay, so then I kind of borrowed some ideas from the person before. Everyone wants to fit in, but like I said, wanting more and more specifics. So most people strive to be like, social media promotes this thinking. So I'm going to expand on that in my writing, but I'm giving you an example of social media promotes the idea everyone wants to fit in. How? This is something that I want you to include in your reasoning. The features like the like button, right? Comments and shares all have a status associated with them. Students and people in general really like, oh, I got like 1,000 likes on this photo, or it being shared over and over again, or if your image gets picked on Twitter or Instagram to be shared out by like a national news source. So really making sure that you explain that how, and then why does it connect to your main claim? Why does it connect to your subclaim or your smaller claim in your essay? So this is what I expect for the reasoning. You can label it how and why if you want to make sure to remind yourself, or you can just have some bullet points. I like to put why it's important because it reminds me I need to talk about why it's important to the subclaim. And I really didn't talk about how it connects to this claim. So that's kind of an uh-oh on my part and something that I need to go and fix. So I guess that's something I could do right now, right? So why is it important? Let me zoom in here because it's going to drive me nuts. All right. So why is it important? People are constantly exposed to this type of thinking because social media is always around, but how does it connect to that people aren't able to be themselves? So if people can't be themselves, just telling you how to type, right? No, that doesn't make sense. Hold on. If people are constantly exposed to this idea that they are always being watched, right? I'm just going to abbreviate social media for the sake of time, right? Like people will maybe edit themselves more often, right? So I think really is connecting to that main claim, explaining people aren't able to be themselves because they're editing selves. They are not being their true selves. So I think that that's something to really take into mind. And then also to really get a 4, you have a counter argument. And I know some of you are striving to put that in your thesis, bring it up. And then as you see the way this is outlined, I have paragraph 1, paragraph 2, and paragraph 3 for an on-demand piece. If this was a process piece, so like an essay we would write in class over a week or so, right, I would need more examples and more subclaims. But for an on-demand piece, which is what we're really practicing right now, this is really all you need to move on to actually writing your essay. So this is the expectation to get a 4 at a minimum. This is a minimum 4 expectation. So you guys have today, I am going to be assessing this next journal based off of a model of Christian charity, based off the ideas in that in the Scarlet Letter. So I want you guys to spend some serious time today developing strong claims, really great evidence, and then making sure that you have those reasonings and making sure you're doing that independently. All right, good luck.